Welcome to Anything Goes
with Sania and Leah.
So we are on episode 26 and we are going to do it Q&A style.
I love these. These are my fave.
I feel like they just really do change the direction of the podcast quite nicely, and it just allows you to get loads of different topics in.
Yes, and it's good because we don't have to think about, well, obviously we have to think, but there's stuff to follow.
Yeah, it's like I love interviews. I know that sounds really weird, but I actually really like interviews because I feel like if someone asks a question, I like giving my opinion, right? So I love these types because it's I can give my opinion. Whether you agree with it or not, you want to listen.
You're getting it.
Yeah, you're getting it anyway.
We've got a few questions, to be fair.
Yeah, you know what? Sometimes you guys are boring as fuck and don't
Have you got any exciting
questions.
I haven't got any juicy ones.
I don't think I have any juicy ones. To be fair, I haven't really fully looked at them. But we'll see. I'll just ask them and then we'll just go from there.
Okay. Sick. Yeah, let's just alternate it and see what happens.
Okay. Should we rock, paper, scissors on who goes first?
Okay.
Ready?
Do you do the scissors on rock, paper, scissors, or do you do the
rock, paper, scissors, go?
Okay, after. Right, you do it the wrong way to me.
That's the right way.
Sorry. Okay, let's go.
3, 2, 1. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Shoot?
Yeah, go.
What the hell? That's weird.
Wait. Too much is going on. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Oh, bastard.
Yes. Okay, right.
Go and ask your question.
Hold on. I'll do the ones on the page first.
Okay.
What is your favourite muscle and one you would want to improve?
My ass.
Wait, is that your favourite?
That's both of them. It's my favourite muscle.
Okay.
Because when I'm fat, it's just fat with a PH.
Okay.
I've got a fat ass in the off season. But when I'm prepping, it's non-existent. So,
Good
I
answer.
need to improve on it, but I love it.
Okay, yeah.
What's yours?
Probably, my favourite is probably my shoulders.
Yeah, I was going to say, yours is most... If it's not your shoulders, then fuck off.
I just love, nice round shoulders. I just think
I
really
yours
like
are,
them.
like a right angle.
Yeah, I'm quite happy with them, to be fair. Although in an off-season, I literally have no shoulder.
No, but I feel like women are like that because we just hold so much fat in our arms.
Yeah, favourite is probably shoulders. Improve is... everywhere.
Shut up.
Probably...
what's your, if I didn't say ass, I'd say calves. Because I have none.
I think my calves are alright. I'd probably say I would quite like bigger quads.
Bigger quads.
Yeah, some people just have really, jacked quads, juicy.
Yeah.
I feel like I would love a good juicy quad.
I feel like with quads is very dependent, not just on how much muscle you have, how your actual quad sits on you.
Yeah.
Because, for example, Reese has really good quads.
So does Will.
But, when he does, a front pose, it's it's good, but it's when he stands to the side, it's wow. Yeah. And then when he's from the front, it's yeah, really good. No, it's still good, but it's not as good as the side shot. And I said to him, I was like, if your quad sat more around to the side rather than straight on, your quad would look so much better from the front. So I think it really depends.
He's thanks, no.
Yeah, but he agrees. It's so annoying because it's when he hits a side shot, he's thick, he's dense, he's got really wicked legs. And then when you hit it from, once you see that and then see him go to his front, it's what happened?
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? Where did they go? And I feel like it is so dependent on, some girls, they'll have, quite actually small quads, but they'll look so dominant because their quad sits on the outer side.
Right, I get you.
Does that make sense?
And I guess it affects things, what they look like in terms of where the muscle, inserts and stuff like that. Some people have, lats that insert really low down and it just makes their back look sick.
So much better, yeah. And then some who are really high, where they might even have more muscle than the person whose lats sit lower, but you can't see it. Yeah.
Sad times.
Good question, that. Okay, let's have a look. Oh. Your fave and least fave part of prep and off season.
Oh, that's a good one.
So let's do prep first. So what's your favourite part of prep?
My favourite part of prep. You know, when you get to like the 6-week out mark and things start to look really cool and you're like, oh my God.
And you're like still relatively full because you've maybe had like a couple of high days.
Yeah, and you just like see everything start to come to life. Because you spend we were just having this conversation, you spend so much of prep like looking flat and looking like you have no muscle and looking really soft. And then all of a sudden you're like oh my God, I've got... You know, one day on prep, I just woke up and I was like, I've got a veiny stomach. And I was like, this is sick.
Yeah.
You know, and you just have that moment of realisation and you're like, oh my God, I actually look quite cool.
Yeah, like that. It's like coming out of the skinny fat phase and you actually feel like a bodybuilder.
Yeah. Like, I'd say that's normally when you get to maybe like 6 or 7 weeks out, you start looking like really good.
I'd almost even say like 6 to 4.
Yeah, like right before you compete.
Yeah, like, because I don't feel like you're not in stage condition for long because you're not meant to be. So, yeah, I would say that's probably the best part.
Do you agree? Do you think
I would agree. I would probably say maybe, like, the actual kind of day before show day, because you literally do nothing. Like, you literally do nothing, and, like, you're shredded at that point. But I would say the most kind of rewarding part of prep is that bit, because you're like, finally I'm actually a bodybuilder. What's the least
I know what this is. The worst part is for me on prep when you have to go and like go out for meals with people and drinks and you can't eat and drink, and I just really don't enjoy it. I'm gonna be honest, like I
don't mind that.
I just don't like it. I'm just like this is not for me.
See, I just crack on with conversation.
Yeah.
Like, I don't mind it because I don't know. I'm a foodie, but there's moments where I appreciate people's food. Like, a lot of time people go, are you not like, do you not want this? And I'm like, yeah, I do. But I don't I don't mind it. I would probably say the hardest thing for me in prep is when, and I only experienced this in my second one, so the one that's just gone, is when you realise you're not lean enough and you go through that phase of like, right, I need to seriously get a graft on, and you just feel so much pressure from your coach to yourself to people. Like, it's almost like it's the realisation of, shit, you could have done more. And I feel like everyone will experience that in a prep, even though maybe you couldn't have done more. But it's that moment of like, no matter whether or not you're lean enough or you aren't, it's the moment of you should have done more. That's always, I feel like, something that's a negative about prep. Yeah. Because you'll always think you could do more, even though you couldn't or you could have.
Yeah,
I get what I mean.
Yeah.
Well, okay, off season. My favourite part is the food. The food. I love food.
Agree. My favourite part is just eating all the food because
I love food. I love biscuits. I love cake.
I love biscuits.
I love Pop-Tarts. I love Oreos. I love spaghetti bolognese. I love chili. I love food.
Yeah, my favourite part is like, you know, being able to like dress up.
Tea and a biscuit.
Yeah, but okay, tea and a biscuit's nice, but
milk and coffee.
I mean, I have milk and coffee through my prep.
Okay, fair enough.
My favourite part is when you get to like dress up and just go out for like a nice meal, or you're on a day trip and you're like, oh, should we just like get a sandwich?
You know what? Yeah, it's not always just the food; it's the ease of but it's the ease of just going. Me and Reese, for example. Oh shit, we forgot to meal prep. Yeah. But we want to go here. Fuck it, we'll just go get food.
Yeah.
But then in prep, it's like, can't do that. No, we have to go home now if we've not meal prepped.
Yeah, I just love like nice food as well. You know, like a really nice meal.
Yeah.
So, you know, just going out, you know, like a nice tasting menu or something. Like, just like really good quality food.
Yeah, just good. Yeah, just nice food that you've not prepped yourself. Yeah. You can literally sit back and relax. Because even if, let's say, for example, someone like offers to cook your meal, it's still like you're still anxious because you're like, what if you've not done that right?
In prep.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
But not just food, even though I love food, but I love the training side of it because I actually really like being strong. And I think for a female in certain movements, I'm actually quite strong.
Yeah.
And you're the same as well. So I actually really, really, and obviously with me working on training at the moment, like I've really, really started to enjoy like getting strong and like feeling like just feeling fucking what's the word? Invincible, that's it. Yeah. Like, literally just feeling invincible.
Yeah. Yeah. I'd say mine's probably the same.
With, like, strength and food.
Yeah, food.
Yeah.
And
But mainly food.
But mainly food, because I love food.
What would be the least favourite part? I know most people would say the weight gain, but I actually really enjoy the weight gain.
It doesn't really bother me anymore. It used to quite a lot, but I think since I've got more muscle as well, I don't feel like I get madly out of shape. So
yeah, I feel like the weight does sit nicely on me and yourself. Like, we don't hold too much in our midsection.
Yeah.
So we're quite, in a way, you could say, lucky in that way. I think the only thing that I really struggle with in off season is when you push your food up so high to the point where you actually just start to dislike the food.
Yeah, that is hard.
And you're literally force feeding yourself.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen in most occasions.
Most females don't go through that, I don't think.
But I know I definitely have, and I've really struggled at that point. Like, just mentally, always feeling like there are moments of prep where you feel lethargic, like you feel this, you feel that, like there's so much.
I get you. Yeah. Will always takes the piss out of me because he basically last year when I got to the point where I was like full and I was like, oh my god, my appetite's gone, literally was like that for a week, and Dan was like, oh, let's mini cut. So,
and then he cried.
And then I cried. So literally I had that for like, Dan, Will was like, you never did proper off season because you just mini cut when you like get full, basically. So he always takes it because he spent obviously months and months and months.
But like, blokes have to, like, I feel like females, like, you don't really need to be as... We say that, like, you do need to get a bit chunky, but
yeah,
I don't know.
I do love having a big bum though, and boobs.
Yeah, well, I never get big boobs, but
mine go pretty big in an off season.
Yeah, I know they do.
I got up to like an E last time.
Yeah, thank you.
Sorry,
I'll just sit here with my A's.
I think they're a D now. No, they are.
Your size boobs are what I like. Without them being compressed, I want that.
They are pretty compressed now.
Yeah.
I bought a bra, actually, a nice bra for that shoot, and that was a D, and that fit perfectly.
Well, I can't even wear a bra. I would be recommended to wear a training bra. So I actually don't own any bras.
I love a nice bra.
Yeah, well, guess what? I can't own one. Moving on. Moving on to your question next.
Oh, is it mine? What type of coaches are you? Like, strict or motivational, etc.?
Someone asked me that as well.
I think that might have been on the...
Oh, is that on the Anything Goes?
This one's on mine, but I think that was on the other one as well.
Oh, okay. I would say I'm a bit of both. I adapt from client to client. So, for example...
Yeah, good point there.
It takes me... So, generally, I'm very, very friendly. I'm not really that motivational, I won't lie. Like, if you need me to help you through things, I'll be realistic, but I will be motivational if I know that that's genuinely gonna help someone. But I'm not like a preacher. But it will take me a session or two to kind of like figure out what works for you, because some people, for example, I have a client called Suzila, and I needed to be quite hard on her. Yeah. Like, she appreciated me going, right, you need to sort yourself out. Like, you are paying for sessions with me. You're not posing in between sessions. Your posing looks like this. Like, come on.
Whereas someone else would cry if you said that
someone,
to them.
Yeah, someone else would, like, literally cry. And then, literally, within that session, it was like a eureka moment. And she was like, thank you so much. Like, I needed that.
Yeah.
And, like, because I was too soft on her for, like, 5 sessions, I was like, no. I was like, like, I feel like with how I know her, this is what's going to work with her. Let's just give it a go. But then there's, like, other people where I just continuously support them. I won't ever say that I'm a motivational coach. I'll just continue to provide my undeniable support, and I will insert myself in their life. If they tell me in a session, I'm struggling or life is getting in the way, I'll make a conscious effort to message them a couple of days after saying, hope everything's good.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yes, I get you. Yeah.
So
I think that's a really good point, what you said about the approach, because I actually asked this in my Q&A when I sign a client up. I say, what kind of approach do you think you will need? Obviously, because it's just a good start point.
Yeah.
So, like, some people say, I need you to, like, have a word with me and be harsh with me and like tell me. Some people will be like, I need like a caring approach, like blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
And obviously it's like with some people you can have a firm word with them, and I'll do this with clients and I'll be like, come on, like you've said this, you're not doing this, like you need to get your shit together.
Yeah.
Some people you can't say that because they will take it the wrong way,
and they'll shut down.
Yeah.
And they'll take it instead of positively, it'll be negative.
Yeah. So it's getting to know the client, isn't it, and what they need. But someone today in my check-in described me as empathetic, which I quite liked. I feel like I am quite empathetic.
You are very empathetic, I have to admit. Yeah. And I've never seen you angry.
No, I'm not an angry person.
No.
I'm very calm.
Yeah, I feel like I can get quite... I don't
like
ever
feisty.
lose my temper. Yeah, not ever to clients, but if someone was...
Maybe one day. Beware.
If one of you pisses me off to the point where I lose my temper, you must have done something really bad. No, just like, I feel like if you were to do something really, really bad, or you were to hurt my friend, or I feel like I'm not feisty, I'm protective.
Yes.
Whether that's protective of my own feelings and my own ideals of how I am as a person, or to someone else.
Yeah.
Like, if someone was to say something really shitty to you and I overheard it and you weren't there, I would literally turn right around and go, excuse me.
Oh, that's good to know.
No, but like, I that's what I would have in me. I wouldn't keep it to myself and allow that conversation to happen. I'm not a fighter. I'm just gobby. I'm just gobby, and sometimes it helps, sometimes it doesn't. But 9 times out of 10, if I get gobby, Reese is usually there to diffuse the
situation.
Yeah, because he's very good at being calm, but like pissing the other person off.
Yeah.
Like, it's really not, whether with me, I just shout and I just get annoyed.
Yeah.
I'm like, you're annoying me, stop it. But no, like with clients, I'm pretty calm. Like, I'm a calm, like I'm patient. I'm not a completely different person, but I put my coach hat on and then I assess the person. If someone's anxious in a session, I'm empathetic. I'm not motivational, but I'll make sure to break the ice.
I think that's what makes a good coach, though, being able to judge the person and give them the right approach that they need.
Yeah, 100%. Like, also, how do people like to be taught? Yeah. For me, it's different dance cues, whether it's like boom, pow, ha, or it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, or it's like step 1, this.
Okay, yeah, okay.
For you, it's more so like, right, how many times do I have, like, when you're doing form feedback, it will be like, right, I've explained it this way, maybe try another.
Yeah.
So it's just all about adaptation if you're a good coach, I think.
My next game does.
So, next question. This one says Sania. So, I'll ask this one quickly, unless you vape.
No, I don't.
No. How have you got on with giving up vaping? I quit, actually. You know what? It was really easy because after my show, so I was going through some serious amounts of puffs per day, like any moment I could. Like, I'd be out here maybe 5 times.
Really?
Yeah, like, give me a puff on that vape in prep. I was going through some serious amounts, but then after my last show in Alicante, I actually got quite ill.
Oh, really?
I had a really bad tummy bug. I was being sick. Like, everyone, like everyone in the flat was being sick apart from that bitch. And basically that made me just not want to vape. I was like, nah, my stomach is
Turned your stomach a bit.
Yeah. And then basically just after that, just stopped buying them. And then I didn't crave them because I think I surpassed, because you know what? I think because my focus was on food so much.
Yeah, it kind of took it away.
Took it away from stopping vaping. So if you're in a prep and you're essentially, you know, like, you're essentially still really food focused, what you can do then is just stop vaping because your focus is somewhere else.
Brilliant hack.
But it's going well. Like, I've not had a vape since my show day, my last show day.
That's good.
Yeah, and I wanted to stop vaping.
Yeah,
but I just thought it was going to be hard. But it's not.
Yeah, at least you're not addicted.
No, I
Always
was.
Positive.
Oh, I most definitely was. That was bad. Like, that's actually embarrassing. Reese was like, "You're a fucking chimney," and I was like, "I don't care." Got me through prep. Whatever.
Will occasionally does when he's driving. It's stopped now. He's throwing them all away. But I did try it a bit, but it made me cough really bad, which I didn't like.
You probably just didn't vape it well.
I don't know, but I was like, I don't know,
right? Good. Don't do it. Don't do it, kids. Don't do it. And if you are doing it, stop. Stop it.
What's up?
You've got a question?
What got you both into lifting?
I feel like I've answered this question so many times. You go first.
Okay, I feel like ours is similar. So I feel like I've answered this loads as well. I used to swim competitively when I was like from 12 up to like uni age. And we used to do, when I went to uni, we had an S&C coach. So we used to do like strength and conditioning, you know, pull-ups, deadlifts, blah, 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 like 3 times a week. And then I kind of dropped off the swimming a bit. And spoke to the coach, and he wrote me like a 4-day. That was my first like upper lower split.
Okay.
So I had like 2 upper, 2 lower. So then I kind of moved into that. Started working at Virgin as a lifeguard, and then that had a really cool gym. So then I like started training there. And then once I started training there, I was around people who were like doing a bit of bodybuilding stuff. My boyfriend at the time was bodybuilding. So yeah, it just in a quick version. It just like got into there really, and then obviously I started training a bit more. Already had like a quite good amount of muscle because I'd swam for like how many years? Yeah, I'd swam for like 7 years by that point, and we'd done training all the way through the swimming from when I was like 12.
Yeah.
So
a lot of swimmers have really good. That's why you have good delts, and that's why you have like good back and stuff.
Yeah, so it was a lot. It was like 25 hours a week of training. It was a lot of training, like 5 a.m. in the pool every day, like a lot of training. So I already had muscle. So but once I'd got into like bodybuilding, it only took me probably a couple of years until I like had enough muscle to, and I probably didn't have enough muscle the first time I competed, but you know, so
a good amount of muscle to do
get on
it,
stage.
and get lean.
Yeah, that's that.
Yours is similar to mine. It's not exactly the same. I've always been sporty. I've always, been into, athletics at school and stuff, but I never played anything like as seriously as you probably did with swimming and stuff. I was always one of those like cardio buddies. I was always like going to the gym like for a month and then going, nah, this ain't for me. Like I'm done. I'm just gonna eat food. And then like I'd go again. And then, like, I'd stop. And then I'd go again.
Like on and off.
Yeah. And then, basically, I got with this boy called Tommy. And he was into bodybuilding.
Good old Tommy.
Yeah, we spoke about him last night, didn't we? And I said...
is that what you were referencing?
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck is she on about?
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
We won't go into detail. But basically, he was into bodybuilding. He actually introduced me to Tom. And I basically just pretty much lived with him. And so when he went to the gym, I went to the gym. I was like his little bunny. Like I just was always following him around. Like it was really sad, really, if you think about it. And yeah, so I was just following him around, and I thought, fuck it, I'm gonna do it. And I originally wanted to compete in WBFFF, but
really,
WBFF, you know, the one that Jasmine Jeffries just done.
Yeah, I do quite like that actually.
I actually quite like it as well. I think it's quite cool.
Did you see that post that she put on about like obviously you can just kind of maintain it? It's like the kind of 8-week out mark where you're not fucked yet.
Yeah, she looked incredible, and I feel like if I ever stop like bodybuilding,
it'll be a nice place to
sit into. And I originally wanted to do that because I loved Rachel Dillon, but then basically I just got into training, obviously got a coach with Tom. Lockdown happened, so I just stayed with Tom, and then it was quite nice actually because it was like a massive like fuck you moment, because it was like Tommy had competed before, like he did relatively okay, and then obviously lockdown happened, we had split. Yeah, it was a really bad split up. So yeah, it was just like a really bad split up. But I stayed with Tom. Okay, and he was still with Tom. So there was like a little bit of like a conflict of interest. But then obviously like that year or the year after, I went to go and win the British. Yeah. And so obviously he got me into bodybuilding, but I've actually done better.
Is he still bodybuilding now?
I don't actually know. Like I'm pretty sure.
So you've not seen him like compete anywhere or anything?
He competed a year ago. I don't think he did that well. Like I think he won because he was the only one in his class. Okay. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, it was just nice because it was like, well, you got me into it. You broke up with me, thought you could get better. Well, I'm actually better at the sport that you got me into, so suck on that. But
God.
that's the only thing that I will appreciate from the relationship is he got me into bodybuilding and he got me to meet Tom.
Yeah,
so
which is good.
Fair enough, Tommy. I'll give you that one. Next question. I feel like I always ask my clients that as a first question every time I have a first session with them. Like, how did you get into bodybuilding? Because I'm like, I bet you it's a boyfriend.
Normally it's with girls.
Yeah, normally it is. Okay, this is actually a good question.
Okay, I'm excited.
Do you not to say that the other questions were shit, by the way, but this is actually a good one. Do you feel the pressure to perform at your shows due to your social media presence / coach status? That's a good question.
It is a very good question.
Or we're gonna have dead on dead the same answer. I hope.
Do you think?
I think so. Maybe. Oh, I don't know. Okay, maybe not. Now looking at you.
I think not at all due to social media.
Okay.
Because I feel like, obviously, I feel like I do have pressure, but I feel like that pressure comes from the fact that I've done quite well in previous shows, and now I feel like I have to uphold that.
So it is social media.
But that's me. That's not because I'm scared of putting it on social media. It's because I feel like...
But people only know about it because of social media.
Yeah, I guess I do then in a way, but I feel like I wouldn't be...
Because people will know because of social media.
But I wouldn't be... For example, if I didn't place as well as I wanted to, I wouldn't think, oh my God, I'm really nervous to post that on social media. I'd be like, well, you know what? I know that I've given it my best shot, so whatever.
Yeah.
But I think it's more from the fact that I want to win because I've won before, and now I'm like...
And you've almost like never lost.
Yeah, I haven't.
Yeah.
I literally haven't.
Yeah, when we first started this podcast, I hadn't. Now I have.
So now I feel like I have this thing where I'm like, I just want to... I want to do well because I put so much into it. Like, I put obviously everyone does, of course, but I feel like I put so much into it and it's gone so well that now I'm like, I want it to carry on going well, you know?
Yeah. You know what? I actually had this conversation with someone who was actually competing this year, and they were like, I don't know how to lose. Like, I've never lost. And I was like, yeah, I thought the same.
Yeah.
And you know what? Like, it's not actually as bad as you think.
No.
Like, if you actually lose to someone who deserves to win, then you really can't say anything. Like, you really can't say you could have done more, because if they just had more muscle than you, or if they were just the look that the judges went for on the day, there's nothing that you can do. So there's like just no point stressing out about it, because if you've done everything that you possibly can, losing to someone who actually deserves to win is actually not a bad thing.
Yeah, completely.
It's worse to win to someone when someone else deserves to win.
Yeah, and I also think with that as well, it's like, I know already, looking at my photos from where I'm at now, that I'm going to look better than last time.
Yeah, so you've already improved.
Yeah, right, I've improved. That's all I can do. Obviously, I think everyone wants to win, right? Surely, everyone wants to win. But I don't feel like I have pressure from social media. Like, I don't know if you do, but I don't feel pressured.
I do. I 100% feel like I have pressure from social media. And it's not because people apply it on me. It's more so like, it was more so that you've done really well in your first year. Yeah. You've got to do well this year. It's the pressure from the people who mean the best, like just mean well.
Yeah.
And they go like, oh, you're going to do so well this year, like, I'm watching you. I think the pressure from those people where I'm like, oh, don't say that, because now I feel like I actually have to kind of like achieve that. And I feel like, even though I don't have a massive platform, like, it's not major, but it's people still look up to you, and you almost feel like, because they look up to you, you want to provide them with a really, really good role model. And in my head, a good role model is someone who wins. However, only recently I've kind of changed that mindset of like, actually, not every good role model wins at everything. No. Like, it's how you actually come back from not
100%.
Winning that will show people like, not everyone's winners, like, not everyone can win. So it's like, how do you deal with that? And that actually educates more people than celebrating the wins.
Yeah. And I also... Where was I going with that? Oh, God, I've had a mind blank. I've had a prep blank. Fuck's sake, I don't know what I was going to say then.
That's okay. Just about, like, do you feel pressure from social media and from a coach standpoint? As a coach standpoint, I actually felt a lot of pressure to perform, to make sure my posing was...
Yeah,
really,
you did say that to me before, didn't you, actually?
I was like, for my first show, I was like, I'm under more pressure not to look good, but to make sure that I actually practice what I preach.
Yeah.
But because it was only my second season, I was like, I don't know how I'm going to be on stage.
And it was a new federation as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was like, what if I do the things that I tell my clients to do?
Yeah.
What if I don't pose well? Because obviously, like, the videos that I get from it and people seeing is how I get clients. So I was like, I'm on a spotlight here, and I need to make sure I bring it.
Yes.
So I felt more pressure from being a posing coach than I actually did social media this year around.
Yeah.
What about you as a coach aspect?
I think... I mean,
you're only starting out, aren't you, with competitive clients?
Yeah, I think I don't really feel pressure with that because obviously, like, the girls I've got at the minute have never competed before.
Yeah.
And they're all so lovely as well, and they're so supportive.
Yeah.
And they all came to watch, and I just feel like I don't feel any pressure from that at all.
That's good.
And then obviously a lot of my clients are lifestyle clients, so to them it's like this incredible thing anyway.
Yeah.
You know, so even that is like really cool. So I think it just blows my mind sometimes. Like, I met someone at a show and they were like, "Oh my god, I can't believe I'm meeting you," and I was like, "What?" And I just that completely like blows my mind because I'm like, I'm literally so irrelevant. You know what I mean? That's what I feel like.
Yeah, you think you are, but you like. There's a lot of people like you've got to think about it. Like, I saw this on like I saw this on a YouTube video. It's like, even if you have 100 followers, imagine those 100 people in the room. Then you think
it's a lot
about
of people.
How many people follow you. What, 9,000?
Yeah, like nearly 10 now, to be fair.
Nearly 10,000 people follow you. Imagine 10,000 people in the room.
Yeah, it's a lot of people, isn't it?
Then think about almost 14,000. Then think about people with 30,000, and you look at people who have like 30,000 and go, "Oh yeah, they're pretty big, but they're not huge." Well, that's 30,000 people who are following them, and it's just because of how social media. If you don't have 1 million fucking followers, you're not relevant. But in reality, like, you're very relevant to the people who follow you.
And it's a very niche thing, isn't it? I guess like within bodybuilding, like, it's a very niche thing.
Yeah. So it's one of those, like, if you want to become really popular on social media when you're into bodybuilding, you have to dip into multiple markets, whether that's like lifestyle, whether that's like fashion, whether that's this, that, TikTok, young people, old people. Like Brandon Harding, for example, he's tapped into every market he possibly can, and that's why he's almost got like 1 million followers.
Yeah.
So it's just like one of those.
Yeah, I get you.
Next question.
Worst and best experiences in bodybuilding?
Oh, my worst one is when I projectile vomited all of my food when I was really like eating loads of food in off season.
Oh no.
Like pure, like I just ate my cream of rice.
Because you were ill or because you were full?
No, full.
Oh god.
And this was in the morning as well. So it wasn't even like I had 4 meals in. I was like, this was in the morning.
That's quite funny.
And I just stood up after my cream of rice. I was sick of the texture of cream of rice at this point though. So like just the thought of eating cream of rice, I was like, already. And I just remember standing up in like my uni accommodation and I just went twice. And I just stood there in my sick and messaged Tom like, "I think we should lower food. I've just vomited. Do I need to eat these macros back?" And he was like, "No, let's just take a step back." And
do I need to eat these macros back?
So yeah, that was probably the worst times of my bodybuilding career. What about yours?
Worst? My worst was probably post that first show when I was just in a really shit place. Like, just not... Oh, God, I thought, oh my God, how am I ever going to get over this? Like, this is just... I'm going to be just like this for the rest of my life.
Yeah, I feel like at the time I would have thought that's my worst, but because I've come out of it now, I feel like it's not. I don't know.
I really struggled after that first show, like, for years.
You struggled to get back, didn't you?
Yeah, I thought I was never going to compete again.
Here you are.
Here I am.
Here you are
years later, still going strong. So yeah, that was the worst. What about the best?
I don't know, you go first.
My best for me was after when I did that first show and I did the qualifier before the British and I won the overall in toned figure, because that just, like, I was coming back to bodybuilding, like, no clue. I was like, oh, maybe I'll do okay. I don't know. I'm not really sure. And when I won, I was like, oh my God, like, this is really nice. Like, this is actually a massive confidence boost because I'd had a really, really shit first show experience.
Yeah.
Then it was COVID, and then I had 3 years off sorting my relationship food out. And then I was like, I'm going to give this a go again. Obviously, got with Dan, did all that, did the show, and I was like, oh my God, like, I can actually do this.
Yeah.
It like fully gave me my confidence back.
Yeah, of like that you could do it.
Yeah.
Mine's actually like, I was gonna say the same thing. Like I was gonna say my first show, because I was just going there for vibes.
Yeah.
Like I wasn't ever like, I'm gonna win this shit. I'm so muscular and I am so really good at this. Like I never went into it like that.
Yeah.
But when I did it, I was like just la 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 la, having a lovely time.
Yeah.
I thought Bex had won it. She clearly didn't, because I did, and she
did look amazing.
She did look good, but they just didn't. She was more athletic. Like I genuinely think she won athletic the week after. She just needed more. Like her look was, she had way more muscle than me, but it just wasn't toned figure. But I obviously won that one. And then I was like, hold on a minute, how have I won that and Bex hasn't? Because as soon as I saw her, I was like, right, here for just vibes. We'll just see what's... Because I was like, she's going to win. I was like, there's no way. But obviously, the look that they went for was just mine. And then I was like, well, let's just do the overall. Yeah. I was like, why the fuck not? Yeah. And I was just like, la 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 la. Walked on the overall stage, just having the time of my life. Like... zero expectation, like none. Like I was just like, just here for fun. And then they called my name and I was like, say that one more time. One, so you can say my name right, and second, just so I can... Honestly, it was absolute shock. And that's when I thought, I think that was a moment for a lot of people, because it was like, how the fuck?
No, but it's the shape was just
just my structure. I feel like for toned figure, I think I fit toned figure more than I fit bikini, because I feel like if I was to compete in PCA again, even if I was like a two bros bikini girl, I'd probably do toned figure and then do two bros bikini. Okay. Just makes more sense for me because the poses suit me a lot more.
I do think you look good when you've been doing some figure poses recently. I do think they look good.
I just think like for me, like I'm more suited to toned figure PCA than I am bikini. Yeah. But that's that. I don't think I will do that, but if I was to, I would do that. But that was the same moment for me. That was probably my best.
It's such a good moment, isn't it? Huh? When you get that realisation, you're like, oh my God.
Not even realisation for me. It was like a, what?
Did you not see that coming at all?
No, not at all. Not at all. Like, I didn't even think I'd win my class. When I saw Bex 2 weeks out, I was like, that's kind of shit. But, hey up, we're here now. And then I just enjoyed the process. And then obviously the overall, I was like, shit. And then actually the British as well, I really didn't think like that's why it was tough for me during that time, because like, Tom was like top six, and I was like, I don't want fucking top six. Like if I'm gonna put myself through hell again, I want to win. And then winning that, I was like, but how have I done that? Meg was next to me. Then Ella was next to me. I was like, these guys.
That was a very good class, actually, that you did.
Yeah, it was pretty stacked.
It was, yeah.
And I was like, but the math ain't math in here. Where have I won from? But it's literally structure versus all. Like, do you know what I mean?
PCA love shape.
They love shape. They love structure. And I think I just had the right amount of conditioning for toned figure. And the overall look, I think. Is it my go?
I've lost track.
You go, because I need to go on the NGL link.
What bikinis would you like to see this season? I feel like any. I'm not really...
I couldn't care about bikinis, to be honest. Like, don't get me wrong.
I do quite like looking at people's bikinis and thinking, oh, that's a nice bikini, but I'm not like...
You know what? Like, I actually prefer the classics. Like, when people try to go out there, I'm just not used to it. Yeah. But I do, like, there was this one girl, obviously, this isn't going to, like, tone it down, but she wore, like, a bright yellow bikini, and it suited her so well.
I know who you mean. But most people couldn't pull that off.
Yeah, most people couldn't pull that off. So I'd like to see more exquisite colours, but they have to suit the person. Yeah, yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like, yes. But I do love the classics. Like, I'm a classy person in the sense of how I like to dress and how I like to style myself when I try. And just class is classy colours. Like, I don't want neon on me.
Like, your typical red, blue, purple just looks
pink,
nice, doesn't it?
Just that looks good.
Yeah. Although Dan always tells me to stay away from pink.
Why?
I don't know, he just has a thing against pink.
They really, really liked my pink at PCA. like they really like. I've got really shit questions on this NGL.
I've got some good ones.
Okay, you carry on.
Do you think people can participate in bodybuilding as a fitness goal and not be competitive?
No. And I'll say that, honestly, I really don't. It actually really frustrates me when people do it as a fitness goal and don't do it as a bodybuilding show.
Do you think someone could do bodybuilding as in, like, go through mini cuts, go through build off seasons and not compete?
Sorry, I thought you meant, like, people... Sorry, my thought process was, you know, when people just go, I'm just going to do it as, like...
oh, no, I think it means,
as a weight loss journey. For me, I'm like, no... Go and do a transformation bodybuilding challenge, because there's certain federations who do a transformation challenge, but it's set up like bodybuilding, but it's not bodybuilding.
I think this question means, like, can you live like a bodybuilder as such and not compete?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I 100% think
I feel like that's probably a set, like if you want to make physique progress, if you want to make progress in your physique, you want to grow muscle, then absolutely. 100%. I think it's actually quite good for you.
Yeah, I think, like, I have loads of clients that do that. Like, I have loads and loads of clients that will not compete, but they'll spend X amount of time building muscle, getting stronger, eating food, building it up, and then we'll do a mini cut. And then they might maintain for a bit. I have loads of clients that do that, and because obviously it gets really good physique progress, and you can still, and I think a lot of people think that when they start seeing progress they have to do bodybuilding, whereas, like, it's only a very small percentage of people what should be bodybuilding. Like for example, when I stop bodybuilding, I'm still going to do the same thing. I'm still going to probably, you know, build muscle and then do a mini cut for my holiday or whatever.
I feel like you need to spend moments where you are a lot leaner, and you need to spend moments where you are a lot fatter, especially for physique development, or even just in general life. Like, in general life, you are going to be fatter at certain points than others. Let's say, for example, if you have a kid, or your dads get chunkier, then they get leaner. Do you know what I mean? So there are going to be moments in time where you are like that anyway. But, like, that actually can lead us to another question. Is the one that I answered, which I thought was that one. Do you think there's a place for people who bodybuild for their own personal transformation but don't actually reach the criteria? Do you get what I mean by that?
Yeah, as in they've done it for their own progress, but they don't maybe fit in the class that they're entering that well. Yeah,
they just don't fit into bodybuilding.
I think yes, because as long as they realise that it's like.
Do you? See, I'm so opposed to it. And the only reason why is because there are competitions out there
that are specific
for that. And it really aggravates me because it's like, you don't see me trialling out at a competition to go for Usain Bolt at the Olympia. Is it Olympia? Olympics. At the Olympics. Do you know what I mean? You don't see me just turn up with a few weeks of, like, dieting and training then to think I'm some sort of runner.
I get you.
Like,
okay.
That for me, I'm like, I'd rather go and either work towards it and actually put the time and respect into that sport, or I do another competition that's for people like me.
Or you could do a photo shoot or something instead.
Yes.
It's like a personal
Yes, because I'm just seeing a lot of people at the moment, and this
I think I get what you mean now.
Yeah, who shouldn't be bodybuilding because they're not ready, or they haven't spent enough time, or they are doing it for their... I understand and I appreciate everyone who does bodybuilding for their own reasons, but I also think there has to be some sort of level of respect for the sport in the sense of how you actually turn up on the stage.
Right, as in you mean they turn up on the day and they're probably not ready to do a comp, like they're not lean enough to be on there.
They're not lean enough, they don't have enough muscle.
But they've gone through a huge journey, like might have lost maybe 60 kilos or something.
They may not be stage lean, but they've lost so much, and I personally feel like, and the reason why I'm so against it is because they'll have people like me, and a lot of people like me going, why are you here? Why are you here? You're not stage lean, you look silly. Why are you on this line? Okay. Whether if they put themselves in an audience of this is a transformation. She's lost 26 pounds or 26 kilo or whatever it may be, and she looks amazing. Here's a before photo, here's an after
Right,
photo.
I get you.
Then if I was sat at that competition, I'd go, well fucking done. You've absolutely smashed that.
Yeah,
you deserve
relevant
everything.
to that person's goal.
Exactly.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that. I think
It's very hard to, like, I know I'm going to probably get a lot of people going, oh.
Yeah, it's a bit controversial. Yeah.
But, like, for me, I'm like, if you're going to bodybuild, actually respect the sport.
Yeah.
And actually fit the criteria.
Yeah, I do.
But it's also down to coaches. Coaches
Yes.
shouldn't allow people to go on stage unless they
are fully ready. Yeah. No, I do get where you're coming from with that. Yeah.
I've seen it quite a few times, like, just not even just in the UK, but just internationally. I'm like, even PCA have a rule of we will take you off the stage if you don't reach a certain standard, but you can't do that when someone spent loads of money.
No.
Like, you just can't. The line went really weird. But yeah, that was my little question.
I don't all my others. I've got loads on that NGL, but they're all weird shit ones.
Yeah, you know what? Whoever puts in those weird NGL questions,
I think it's a robot.
Bots. Whoever you are, robot, human, you're fucking weird. Like, well, I always get the same one. Would you ever date me? -D. No, I don't know who you are.
One of your friends is hiding something from you.
Yeah, I get that all the time.
What is your biggest red flag? Who's your worst enemy? Fuck off.
You.
Oh my god.
But anyway, that's probably a good time to stop the podcast there. We've answered quite a fair few questions.
Yeah, I think we've done a lot there.
Hopefully not ruffled too many feathers with that last little statement there. But but yes, thank you so much for watching, guys. Please don't forget to like, subscribe.
Follow our Instagram.
Yes, we're almost on 200 followers now, which is
Brilliant.
a lot. See you later.
Bye.